Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Survivor Speak. My name is Tara Tucker, and I'm the Texas State Director. Over the past few years, I've had the pleasure of joining in on countless legislative meetings um, and meetings with survivors so that we can recount our stories. And we've had lots of effect on last session. We were successful in passing House Bill 385 and Senate Bill 957. And today I want to welcome one of our champions to join us and talk to us and welcome us to the Capitol. So it's my pleasure to welcome Representative Mary Gonzalez, who is carrying some of our bills. Thank you. Hey, everyone. I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you. I know how hard it is to share your stories of trauma, healing, resilience, but I do want to say that your stories and your voices and your advocacy have created change. We saw last session you were able to really move a mountain, and now this session we already had a bill voted out of committee last night that y'all have been fighting for. It takes years to change public policy in Texas, but y'all are doing it with lightning speed, and it wouldn't happen without y'all. So I just want to say thank you. Keep fighting, keep sharing your stories. And I know it's hard, but without y'all, it wouldn't happen. You are truly creating change, and I'm just honored to be in solidarity with y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative Gonzalez. We really, really appreciate your work and your effort and what you're doing for us. So, welcome this morning, afternoon to everyone that's here. My name is Kim Youngblood, and I am the Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice Texas statewide manager. First, I want to say thank you all for coming out here today. We really could not do this work without you guys. I am so grateful to see so many faces from so many cities around Texas. Texas ain't small, so y'all got up early this morning to get here. So we're so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. So I want to get us going here just to say, like all of you, I myself as well, we're here to make sure that our voices are heard, that our voices are heard throughout this Capitol in every hallway so that they understand what survivors of crime need. And you guys being here represents that. You're showing up in action. So, the Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice, just so you guys know, is a national organization. We are all across the US. We are a network of nearly 190,000 crime survivors. At least 14,000 of those are from here in Texas. So you guys showing up representing for Texas means so, so much to me. So thank you. So what we just heard Representative Gonzalez say is that we have seen some changes be done, and we could not do this without you guys. We've shown that it is possible that when we stand up and speak out, change does truly happen. In 2021, Texas improved the probation system by passing HB 385, like Tara mentioned, to focus on rehabilitation and to improve safety and save taxpayer dollars. We also urged for the passage of SB 957 so that more crime survivors would have access to victims' compensation in our state. And it's time for us now to build upon that progress. Like Representative Gonzalez said, we've already made changes and we're still going to keep moving forward. So we need you guys to be in this fight with us. We are actually here this session, we are working on making sure that we get the passage of SB 49 and HB 250. These are two of our survivor bills where we will ensure that all survivors are eligible for compensation to cover relocation costs after they've been victimized. Survivors should never have to choose between their safety and keeping a roof over their head. That should not be something we have to choose between. You've all made it clear that as victims, what we want most is to make sure that what happened to us never happens to anyone else again. Never. When someone has access to a stable job, housing, after serving time, we want to make sure that the bills that we're working on make it less of a barrier for them to be successful in society. We believe that once you have served your time and you have been released, one of our bills that we're working on is to remove barriers to make sure that people have access to jobs, making sure that they are not being blocked from jobs because of their past records. If you've ever been a family member like myself, of someone that has been in the system for something so minor, you understand that once you have a record, it's almost impossible to get a house and to get a good paying job. So one of the bills that we're working on, HB 1737, is to make sure that we have increase in automated record sealing for non-violent low offenses. This should not block people from getting a job. We're asking that over 5 million Texans have publicly available records, which are keeping them from taking care of themselves and their families. And this is just not right. It's not fair. We want to make sure that communities are safe as a whole. Another one of the bills that we are looking to also work on is HB 5114, so that people on parole have access to credits that incentivize them to keep a stable job. These bills promote accountability and safety and create a stronger workforce. That is why we are here calling for action, because when survivors speak, change happens. And I'm so happy to see so many different survivors from different walks of life, different experiences here together in community and healing. We all need one another. And you guys know how Texas moves, and they will listen when they see us. So I'm so happy that you guys are here today to share in this moment with us. I want to now thank some of our CSSJ members that are going to come up and speak. I have Ms. Cynthia Horde from Houston, Texas, and Jill Henderson. Where are you? All right, I would love to hear you guys come up. I want to introduce to you Cynthia Horde.
Thank you, Kimberly. I am Cynthia Horde from Houston, and I lost a loved one to violence. I'm a proud member of Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice because our voices must be heard. A lot of people in Texas and across the country claim to speak for us. They advocate for policies and promote approaches that they say will make us safer. But we've seen that many of these policies just don't work. And when we can be doing more to end cycles of crime, it must not make us any safer to set up barriers to stable jobs and homes for those who are trying to assimilate back into the society. On the contrary, it is these barriers that can lead people to going back to a life of crime and going back behind bars. We can stop the cycle of victimization by providing tools to those who want them and holding them accountable along the way. HB 5114 is a common sense way to improve safety and grow our workforce. This bill would establish earned credits for people on parole to encourage them to keep stable employment. We can also reduce barriers to jobs and housing for the 5 million Texans with a legal record. SB 499 and HB 1737 would set up an automatic process to seal low-level records so people can give back to their communities and get their lives on track. While passing SB 1628 and HB 4361 ensures that more people are eligible for record sealing, these are all proven ways to improve safety and lift up our communities. And we will make it happen because when survivors speak, thank you.
So now I would like to call up another one of our members, our CSSJ Austin Chapter Coordinator, Co-Chapter Coordinator, Ms. Jill Henderson.
Thank you, Kim. As Kim said, my name is Jill Henderson, and I'm the co-chapter coordinator of the Austin chapter of CSSJ. I actually lost 2 sons to violence, and one of my sons actually worked here in the Capitol, so this is a bittersweet moment for me. It brings back all kinds of different memories. Like many of you, I understand that a person's healing journey is never really over. Oftentimes, we find ourselves in cycles of trauma trying to land on our feet. That cycle of trauma is the foundation of much of the violence and instability we've seen firsthand. That's what we're here for today. We're here to call for our elected leaders to stand with us and ensure that survivors have the help they need to heal. It is simply wrong to force victims of violence to have to choose between being safe and having a home, and also to limit which family members are eligible. SB 49 and HB 250 will increase the level of support victims can receive to cover the cost of relocation and expand eligibility to all household members and family members of victims of violence. We know that victims' compensation and housing support bring much needed stability and hope to those in grief and in pain. This will give hope to all the survivors who feel they'll never get back on their feet. Hope for the communities looking for strength, and hope that we can end cycles of victimization and make Texas safer for all. And today, we're all hopeful that we will bring safety to Texas. Because, as we've already said, when survivors speak, thank you.
And next up, I would like to introduce our Vice President of Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice, Mr. Aswad Thomas.
Thank you, Kim. And like many of you in this room, I'm a victim of gun violence. And like many of you in this room, I never received any services or resources to help me heal. But that must change. And I know that these times have been extremely hard for many of you, for our communities in this state. To uplift who we are and also to uplift individuals who we love that are no longer here today, I do want to take a moment as we have a moment of silence to bring up 5 amazing survivors to light a candle. So please welcome John, Audrey, Tasha, Teresa, and Fleming. And as a victim of gun violence, I light this candle for all survivors of gun violence.
Hi, my name is Audrey Brown. I light this candle for all survivors of domestic violence.
My name is Tasha Emerson, and I light this candle for survivors of childhood sexual assault.
Hello, my name is Tammy Fleming, and I'd like to light this candle for all survivors that have been affected by gun violence.
My name is Teresa Sotelo, and I light this candle for all survivors of sexual assault.
Hello, my name is John Marsden, and I light this candle for all survivors of violence and gun violence.
Now please join me in a moment of silence. And as we sit here in silence, please feel free to call out the names of your loved ones that you would like to bring into this space. We are survivors. We are storytellers. We are advocates. We are organizers. And we're here to call for smart public safety solutions. And what does that look like? We need more services and resources for our communities. We need to invest more in trauma recovery centers. We need to invest more in prevention programs. We need to invest more in the organizations in this room that's on the front lines to violence. We also need to change our criminal justice system.
Right.
And the voices of survivors must be at the center of public safety policy making. So say yes if you want more victim services. So say yes if you want more trauma recovery centers. So say yes if you want more funding for your organizations. Say yes if you want a better criminal justice system. Say yes if you want safety. Say yes if you want healing. Say yes if we all need to heal each other. And say yes if legislators need to listen to us. So that's why we are here, advocating for changes to victim compensation, advocating for changes to help people get back on their feet, advocating to ensure that our communities, our families are safe, to ensure that our loved ones did not die in vain, to ensure that we get the resources and services to help us heal and recover. So when survivors speak, change happens. When survivors speak, change happens. When survivors speak,